Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the Agenda 10 of the NATON 2019 for Plateau State, which is named Improved Security via Emergency Information System. Before I go into the agenda properly, I would like to give us a brief background. Plateau State has been having crisis violent conflicts since 2001 for various reasons. Some could be said to be religious, could be said to be ethnic, some could be said to be communal, and so on. Since 2001 up to 2018, we have been having these issues, and we're supposed to be um, one of the states that is most experienced in tackling insecurity in Nigeria. And then we should in turn be consultants to other people. Like Israel, that is having lots of security challenges. Most of the security issues in the world, we people invite them to help in solving those security issues. I feel that Plateau State by now should have been a consultant in the solution, but really, we've not been able to solve these issues, um, blaming other people for for things that we can do. I agree with you that there are many of the things that we don't have power to do, but we cannot sit down and say that there's nothing that we can do. We must be able to do something. And that is a trust upon which I this agenda we designed this agenda number 10, improve security via information center, information security information management system. um, Most of the casualties that we have between 2001 and this time, we've lost thousands of people. But if you look carefully at what makes us to lose a lot of people during conflicts like this, is that we normally don't, we normally are not able to collate um, warning signs. There's no crisis situation, no um, no conflict that does not have warning signs. So we have this difference between, or this demarcation between people that have the information, who are ordinary people on the streets, and then the government and the government functionaries who are on this other side, who are supposed to be the ones that will take decisions about the security. There's a disconnect. So the idea of the improved emergency information management system is to see that we bridge this gap between those that have the information on the street, the security information on the street, and then those that are implementing the solutions or the emergency responses. We must be able to link them together. I give you an example. Some few years ago, Dogonahawa, we had some hoodlums coming into town, and they killed over 360 human beings, including women and children. They did this over a period of over 8 hours in the night, and none of them was captured. It's sad. Some 2 weeks ago, same issues happened in Barkinladi, Bokos, and some areas around Jos South local government, where over 213 people were killed. We don't get information about our crisis situations, our conflict situations, until that time when they become violent. Even when they become violent, we don't get to know until hundreds of people are killed. But what are we going to do? Let me ask you a question. If you hear a gunshot behind your house, is there any procedure that you know that you can follow in order to report? I don't know. We don't have any information, any emergency information center where we can relay all our um, little knowledge of insecurity in our land too. Imagine that in the first 20 minutes of the issue in Dogonahawa, somebody was able to report this to um, some information center, emergency information center somewhere. Do you think, even if it takes a few hours for the emergency response to get to Dogonahawa, do you think 360 people will be killed? I don't think so. Do you think that if the people in that village had a center where they could relay their concerns about security, probably seeing people that are coming around their villages without them really able to identify them, you'd think if they know where they are going to report this kind of information, they will not do it? Do you think we would have lost 360 people? I don't think so. We will not. We would have, we wouldn't have. Why? Because we would have gotten help earlier than 8 hours. It's the same thing that happened in Barkin Ladi area a few weeks ago. This thing happened until when people started stopping cars on the road. It escalated up to that extent that people stopped cars on the road and started killing people before we got a response. It's absurd. Security is not about guns. It's not about the policeman, but it's about the information that we've gathered and information that we've gotten intelligence out of, information that we will make use of in order to resolve conflicts at an early stage. So, the idea of the Security Information Center is to have a center where every person of the plateau, on seeing any warning sign, on seeing any uh, crisis, conflict, violent conflict, on seeing any signs that it signify a threat to our existence, he would call free of charge, toll free as they call it. And the number must be a short number. Some enhancements on these things is we could have panic buttons so that when you press a button on your phone, it sends information to a 24-hour, 7 days, 247 as they say, 365. People working in a center that at any point in time you are in trouble or you see that someone is in trouble, you could call an information and an emergency response could be given. If in an event where there's a conspiracy, which is always alleged, if there's any conspiracy between the security forces um, and the hoodlums, if we adequately record and pass information to them, and they allow time to pass up to 8 hours, and 360 people are killed, then that person will go for it, because we will have valid information to say that we informed him and he refused. He refused to send help, and so number of people are killed. So, in this case, we are proposing to have a security information center where people can call at any time of the day when they have issues, and we'll develop procedures that even a child will know what to do when there is uh, an emergency around him. In the United States, a boy of 5 knows where to call, or the number to call to give an information. But here, when people are being killed around you, you don't even know where to report. It's sad. We must take charge of our security. The 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 role of the security agents, the police and the soldiers and the civil defense, is actually a response. It's a response role. But when you leave security to get up to the response period, you will lose a lot of people. But we shouldn't allow our security to escalate to that extent. I thank you. I wish you will support this quest to make Plateau better, and also from there, in extension, make Nigeria better from that center. Thank you. I wish to thank Sylvester Dakat for joining in, Mohamed Datong for joining in, Sagir, Clement Zaki, thank you for coming in, Gloria Degia, thank you very much, Gap BT, thank you very much for joining. Honorable Mariam Musa, thank you for joining in. Beatrice Sogote, thank you for joining in. My mentor, Mr. Alhaji Abarshi, thank you very much for joining me. I leave you in peace. If anybody has any questions, you can drop it in the comments window. I will be able to answer. Thank you.